I want an orange juice, please. Right here. Right here. for CD and clarinet.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome aboard the South Simcoe Railway. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers in the crowd today. It's certainly our sincere pleasure to have everybody on board with us as we depart from Tottenham Station for our trip up to the beautiful Beeton Creek Valley. A few safety announcements, please. We'd ask that everyone please remain seated during the journey, as the train may make an unexpected stop, and you will be a little bit surprised to be looking at us from the floor. Please no walking between coaches. Please no eating or drinking on the train with the exception of bottled water. And no smoking. For the young children in particular, would ask that you try to keep your feet and shoes off of the seat cushions as a courtesy to our follow-on guests. Would ask that if you value your heads and your arms, that you keep those inside the train, because we do have some close clearances with trees and brush, so please do keep all the things that you value inside of the train. If anybody has any garbage to dispose of, I do have a garbage receptacle here. Let me know and I'll be happy to give you a hand with that. So my name is Bob, and I will be your conductor and guide for today's journey again up to the beautiful Beeton Valley. Joining me on the crew today is our trainman Andrew, our engineer Smitty, and our fireman Michael. Now, keeping with the antique character of our 1920s era coaches, you notice that we have a very high-speed air conditioning system. It's called Windows. And no, not that kind of Windows. So now if you want to turn on your air conditioning, as most of you have chosen to do, carefully raise your window, holding it securely with one hand, and then take that stick. That stick we affectionately refer to as the anti-gravity device. Take that stick and place it up underneath the window. That will prevent the window from falling and surprising you when it crashes and burns on the windowsill. Now, if it gets a little bit cool for you during our trip this afternoon, you might want to turn on the heat. Guess how we're going to do that? Just the opposite. You're going to hold on to that window securely with one hand, lower it to the windowsill, after, of course, you have removed the anti-gravity device, and you now have the heating system on. So on our journey today, we'll talk a little bit about Ontario Railway history, a little bit about the history of the South Simcoe Railway. In between my trainman Andrew and myself, we'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. I should start off by saying that the South Simcoe Railway, we are an all-volunteer organization. So everyone you have seen today, from yours truly traveling on at the microphone, to everybody on the platform, to those that you will see out flagging the road crossings, to the individuals selling tickets, we are all volunteers. We volunteer because we love Ontario history, we love Ontario Railway history, and believe it or not, we love interfacing with the public. Don't test me. You may decide that you really don't want to volunteer, but that's because you haven't checked with your spouse yet. Your spouse may have better ideas for how you should spend your time. Now, the first railway in Ontario was 1853. The first passenger train in Ontario ran in May 1853. Ran from Toronto up to what is now downtown. And finally, in the year 1878, a company by the name of the Hamilton and Northwestern Railway Company laid its track into the small town of Tottenham. Now, the Hamilton and Northwestern ran from Port Dover down on Lake Erie up to Allendale, which is today's downtown Barrie. The year after that line was built, a second line was built just north of today's downtown Beeton up to Highland Track. Plenty of good-paying jobs for the local citizens. Now we're coming up to our first of 5 road crossings. We'll have a flag out on the left-hand side of the train. not many people in the year 2017 who can hear that steam locomotive whistle like you just heard. So do sit back and enjoy that. It's engine number 136. 136 was built in 1883 by the Rogers Locomotive Works in Paterson, New Jersey. It was built for the Canadian Pacific Railway. Now, engine number 136 worked throughout Canada during her service life, and in fact, served on the Canadian Pacific Railway for 77 years, being retired in 1960. Now, if you watch television, if you watch movies, you may have seen 136. 136 has starred in movies, for example, building the railway across Canada. Figured prominently in that. If you watch the Murdoch Mysteries, has been in the Murdoch Mysteries multiple times. Featured quite prominently in an episode called Night Train to Kingston. Sometimes 136 gets a little bit of a big head, and she decides that she'd rather be off in Hollywood. We have to remind her every now and then, no, this is her home, and she's going to stay here with us on the South Simcoe Railway. Now, what does it take to operate a steam locomotive? Well, we have a crew of two, a locomotive engineer and a fireman. The locomotive uses coal for fuel. Someone asked me the other day, is that real coal? I said, well, I'm not sure what unreal coal is, so the answer is yes, it's real coal. And to make a long story short, to operate that locomotive 1 mile takes approximately 100 gallons of water and 100 pounds of coal. During the course of an operating day like today where we have 4 trips, our firemen will shovel about 2.5 tons of coal into the boiler that will come into the firebox of that locomotive. So, if anybody on the train is worried about a weight control program, come join us as a fireman on engine 136, and I guarantee you'll never have to worry about a weight control program again. Every day, 7 days a week. A small freight train coming down from Collingwood would call in Tottenham. It would call in town at about 10:30. People were shoving out of town. So popular, in fact, that the Canadian Pacific locomotive engineer, about 1 mile north of the station, would always make a long blast on his whistle to let the good people of Tottenham know that the train was coming in. For those who were on the platform by 10:30, there was no train. At about 10:35, still no train. Came and went, and there still was no train. The station clock continued to tick-tock, tick-tock. The station agent grew nervous and said, I better walk up the line to see what may have happened to engine 99 and the train, and he set off into that thick fog. He got about 1 mile north of the station, into the area where we are now, off to our right, a thick swampy area, and he saw signs where engine 99 and her train had gone off the tracks. However, there was no sign of the locomotive, no sign of the crew, no sign of the freight cars, no sign of the caboose. Seemingly, engine 99 and her train had disappeared forever. However, local people tell us it's not unusual to look out into these swamps at night and see what they believe to be a headlight. A headlight of engine 99. Engine 99? Engine 99 may choose to answer her. So today we're going to try some of that magic, and we're going to call the sleeping ghost of engine 99. And I want everyone to listen. Listen very carefully to see if you cannot hear the ghost of engine 99. Engine 136, conductor, 3 shorts, please. How many people heard the sleeping ghost of engine 99? Oh, you are a cynical audience on a Father's Day Sunday. I'm ashamed to be on this train with you. However, I have news for you. For all of you cynics, come join us the last Friday and Saturday of October when we go up the line behind Engine 136 in this train in our haunted Halloween adventure. We go up the line specifically in the search for the ghost of Engine 99. It's the only time that we run behind steam at night, at least deliberately. A number of you are from the city and do not have the privilege of living in the country. It's not unusual for someone to jump up out of their seat shouting, "Wildlife!" And we all look left to right to see what it is they've seen, and it's a horse or a cow. The bottom line here is, folks, horses and cows do not constitute wildlife. Now, the coach in which I'm standing is coach number 74. Coach number 74 is our oldest operating coach, built in 1924 for the Tottenham, Hamilton, and Buffalo Railway. It's what's called a heavyweight coach. It's about 80 feet long and weighs approximately 80 tons. Now, if you look at the interior of the coach, the wood that you see is in fact mahogany. When the coach was built, she and all of her sisters were built with this sort of interior decoration. Very elegant, looks very nice, very hard to maintain in daily operating service. Such that by the time we received this coach in the 1980s, there were so many layers of paint that it took 2,000 man hours to get all the paint off and expose the mahogany to what you see today. Busy line, lots of freight trains. At this point in time, no passenger trains run on that line. You'll see that the water is quite high if you look at Beeton Creek. All of this is really from the rain in the last 24 hours. And if I believe the weather forecast, we'll see some more in the next 2 or 3 hours. Now, the other coach on our train today is coach number 321. Coach 321 was built in 1929 for the Canadian National Railway. It's what's called a combination or a combine. It would have carried farm products such as milk, eggs, cheese, and cream. And perhaps most important for the people along this line and all of the other rural lines in Ontario, it would have carried also listed bales because he has a shell that's about 2 feet across. A snapping turtle with a 2-foot wide shell is indeed a very old turtle. So buckle up for this fit with this highway Beeton milk. It's made special because it can be seen only from our train and across the mighty Beeton Bridge, utilizing the only bridge on our railway. I have to give all of you a warning. If anyone has fear of heights, whatever you do, don't. Once again, a cynical Father's Day audience. Outwardly, we're all being very cynical, but secretly, we all want to take a picture of that. I know. So I have good news for you again. We're going to come back exactly the same way. So give her a break if she's not moving quite as fast as you would like her to. Check your tickets. I think we checked that snowing stuff. Yeah, there you go. So we will slow down a little bit here. Some people are curious as to our speed here on the railway. When the engine 136 is pushing our train, as she is now, our maximum speed is 20 miles an hour. When the locomotive is leading the charge, 25 miles an hour. Interesting that we talk in terms of miles per hour, right? When Canada transitioned to the metric system years ago, North American railways did not do the same. So we still talk in terms of miles per hour, in distances in terms of miles, and have not converted to the metric system. If kids take a look at it, they'll probably see what makes the sign magic. It's coming up now on our left. Where are we? nowhere, but the magic part of the sign says, now here at nowhere. Oh, just a few people got that today. That's good. So, nowhere, typically population 0, temporarily up to 70 or so, back down to 0. You can go home and tell your friends and neighbors that the South Simcoe Railway is taking you here to nowhere. Now, as you crest the top of the hill, we're going to start down the north side toward the small town of Beeton. Our railway ends in the town of Beeton. You may feel the engineer make a brake application because he is required by Canadian law to test those brakes 1/2 mile before stopping at a passenger station. It's really important that we know that the brakes work on this train. Imagine if we come down this hill one day, we're rolling down the north side of Beeton Hill, and the brakes don't work. And the train continues to roll north. And it ends up sitting in someone's new front yard, in front of their new house, inside the new subdivision. All of the people in Beeton would come down laughing and pointing at the South Simcoe Railway, saying, look at the South Simcoe Railway. They run off the Beeton track. Oh, it only gets better. Be off to our right-hand side as we go across the road here. When the surveyors came up to this area, of course followed closely by the accountants in 1877, they named the price to build a railway through Beeton. Remember, Colony District, the government did not build all the railways in Canada. They were mostly built by private money or by public subscription. We suspect what happened is the price that was named was too high, and the good people of Beeton said you can take your railway and put it to the west of town. And that's what happened in Beeton. Now, if we did, of course, we could stop and let you off the train. We do not have that option. What we will do is go about another 400 meters or so. And when everything is in good order, I will give the engineer authority to head back south to Tottenham. Now, a word of caution. Believe it or not, we will be going up a bit of a hill. Because we're going up a hill, the locomotive works quite hard. And when a steam locomotive works hard, she throws out this thing called cinders. Many of you have probably caught cinders in the eye with your campfires or whatever. You know it's a very uncomfortable sensation. So please do keep your head inside the coach. Do not catch one of those cinders because that will definitely ruin your afternoon. But do sit back, relax, enjoy, and listen to the sounds of that 1883 steam locomotive as she works this train back up Beeton Hill. to name the town Beeton. Now you can take your choice there, T-O-W-N or T-O-W-N-E, but the bottom line being Beeton. So it was voted on, everyone said, hey, this is a great idea, we're going to call ourselves Beeton. One small problem. The township clerk either couldn't spell, didn't care, or was just an outright idiot. And when he filled out the paperwork that went to the province, he wrote the name of the town as Beeton, B-E-E-T-O-N, and Beeton has remained to this very day. I do want to remind you, for those of you that missed this spectacular opportunity, to take a photograph of the mighty Beeton Verge, that we will be coming up on that again shortly, so do keep your eyes open on both the left and the right-hand side of the train. Operate on the Saturday and the Sunday. Santa is on board the train to talk with all the boys and girls to see what might be on their minds at that wonderful time of the year. You buy tickets, you keep it. It's pretty amazing. I love all the things I can get to my wife by the end of this year based on all the stuff that you're leaving for me on the train today. So please do look around your seats, make sure you have your personal belongings.